It's Ms.Kala, and I'm at the playground, as you can see. Today I get to hang out with Jonathan McReynolds, who just released his CD, Life Music. And we're going to talk about life, and I figure, we start at a playground since some of our fondest memories growing up are right here. Maybe I can get him to play a little bit. We'll see as we go out and about with Jonathan McReynolds.
So good to me, I must admit. When I think of your goodness, it gets hard to sit. In times like these, some people just don't get how I manage to smile, how the fire stays lit, and my mood doesn't go up and down with the world. And my life isn't based on money or girls. Economy's down, but I'm still living blessed. They don't understand how, so I try to tell them that it's 'cause you are my ever.
What were you like as a kid, Jonathan?
Man, I was quiet, know-it-all, smart aleck. I was a big nerd. Just real, like, kind of an old soul. So
I was nerdy. I could dance though.
really,
Yeah. That was the only thing that saved me. I was like Miss Pop Master.
Oh really?
In like 7th and 8th grade. I won like dance contests.
I don't know. By then I was doing music, so that kind of made me a little cooler. I did music, and then I did all the athletic stuff. I wasn't ever a star, but I was always solid enough, be on the starting 5 or on a relay teams or something like that. So,
what was a favorite story that like your family always tells about you from when you were little?
They got a lot of them. They got one where apparently I was so mad that I grew up in the ghetto. So it's only bad because it's the middle of the ghetto. But I was so mad at my mother for doing something that I laid out in the middle of the street. And she left me. She left me. She said, "Okay, bye," and left. And she told my godmother, who was farther down the street, "You better go get your kid." Another big story, that they all call me Shadrach in my church because my mother was apparently gonna name me Shadrach, like Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. And my godmother really saved my life. Now I think about it, man. But she told the nurses if his mother tries to name him Shadrach, it's because she's high off the drugs. Don't let her do that. I was definitely supposed to be Shadrach Jonathan McReynolds. So, where would I be? How nerdy would I have been
I don't know.
with Shadrach?
They would have teased you about that name, man.
Sheesh. Don't call me Shadrach, please.
Yeah, there was a little girl I taught that her name was Dorcas. And, that's in the Bible, but she got teased about it a lot.
Biblical names.
Yeah.
They mean a lot, but it's not too good for social stuff.
Was there an event, like in your life, that you are thankful for that you had to go through in order to be the young man that you are today?
Well, I don't know if it's so much of an event, but even though recently, of course, I've met him, and he's a great guy, and he always took care of his responsibilities. But growing up in the house without a dad and having to be the man of the house, I really feel like that grew me up really fast. And to live and grow up saying, I want to get to a place that my mother doesn't have to do anything, especially for me. I think not having him in the house, again, I don't want to say that he's a bad guy or anything like that, but just being the man of a house and being in a single parent family like that, I think that really kind of shaped who I am. You gotta be confident, you gotta have some initiative, you have to have integrity, because the way my mother tried to set it up or tried to make me understand is that I'm very important to the foundation of the house, and upkeep and everything in the house. So if I don't have it together, then things collapse. Even though, of course, she could have handled it all by herself, and she definitely did. But that's kind of the mentality that I've had my whole life. So even at 23, I'm trying to do things and think in a way that maybe somebody older, would think, or but that's only because I felt like I had to be a leader very early in life.
I saw an interview with you with Dorinda Clark Cole, right? In your interview, you talked about the EP, right? And how you gave it to people for Christmas, and that's how you created. Please tell us that story. I was like, word.
Yeah, I mean, like
why?
I mean, you know, Mark, he'll tell you that what we do as artists, when we ain't got enough money, our gifts become a lot more sentimental and artistic. Instead of buying, you know, my sister and my aunts and uncles gifts, you know, I put some of the music that I had. I had bought some studio equipment, like, you know, some lightweight stuff to put in my dorm room. That's where I was recording. That whole EP was actually all recorded in my dorm room. And you know, I wrote those songs. I had a few of them, so I put them on a CD. I recorded like a personal intro, like, Auntie Deanie, I just want to say that you are wonderful and I love you and blah blah blah, and you did this for me, you did that for me, and blah blah blah. Hit it, no gray, you know, hit it. You know, loving me, and that was my gift, and that's why it was called the Very Unofficial EP, because there was never any commercial ambitions for it. I'm swinging a little too much because it's kind of fun. All right, but anyway, I never had any commercial ambitions for it. I was always just, you know, just kind of doing it because it was fun for me, and I never expected anybody else but me and my best friends to really hear it. But yeah, you know what God did. It's crazy.
What is something that you still want to happen in life, like later on later on down the road, you still want to have happen in your life?
Well, this is not so huge or, you know, grand or anything, but like, I want to be a teacher of some sort. Like, you know, I like talking a little bit, you know, and not talking like in front of a lot of people necessarily, but, you know, I think that, you know, I've been observant since I was a little kid. You know, I remember they used to talk about me, and you know how they have sermon notes in the bulletin, just, you know, take notes, and I used to take notes on people. And I was about 6, 7, 8, and I'd be like, Deacon blah 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 has a red tie, and I saw that red tie before. You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't even like a nosy type, like, gossipy thing to me. I was just writing down things I observed. The organ is really loud today. The pastor talked about this, you know, and I've just always, you know, been observant about life and stuff like that, which is why I write the music, you know, that I do. And, you know, just the ability to be able to share what, you know, God has given me, or what I've seen, or what I've seen other people do, or, you know, whether it's in music or whether it's in philosophy. You know, I wanted to be a meteorologist before I wanted to do any of this. You know what I'm saying? That, I mean, I think that would be such a cool thing, to be able to go back to the college level and do it. And, you know, even my college, they actually, you know, they're trying to give me an opportunity to come back and at least like teach a band or something. That'd be great. That would be great. It's not about money, because I'm sure that I'm not going to get much from that, but that just would be a cool thing to be able to pour in, you know, somebody else, you know, all the stuff that, you know, has been poured into me.
Life music, I love it.
Okay. I love you. I love you. Hey, and just as surely as I know my name, I know one thing that will never change. God, I love you. Oh, and I love Ms.Kala too. Oh, don't
Ms.Kala, are you ready to go?
Thanks for watching Out and About with Ms.Kala. Bye-bye.